We have with us Kurian John, who is from Akamai. So, my very first question to you, Kurian, is this: that what are your views on online commerce in India?
Online commerce in India has come a great deal. Now, interestingly, India mirrors how a country like the US took to online commerce and retailing in the internet space. Interestingly, the ecosystems sound very similar. So I think there is a good chance for businesses in India to leverage this opportunity to catch the wave, if you will, and get where the American businesses are. Relative to, if you look at a comparison of data points, how big internet economy is compared to the GDP of a country, interestingly, we are there in the top 6. So places like UK, South Korea, and USA and all are on the top of it, but India is out there. So what it typically means, it is 4.1% of our GDP is internet economy. That's a big thing. Even though it doesn't sound that big, it is a big thing, and so there is a big promise. I believe there is a lot of promise for us to reach the next level in e-tailing here.
So, what opportunities and challenges you see in online commerce in India?
So one of the big things I see is in India, one of the biggest things about anything in India is scale. Okay, simple things like elections to everything. If you want to run a rail network in India, with scale is a big thing in India. What's happening with retailing is that now it's sort of at the cusp of where it is getting away from the nascency or infancy and going to the next level. Scale is the big thing. Now suddenly, like what happens with our elections, etc., if 1 billion people try to vote, it's not like having an election in a small country. It's a big thing. Same way here, that's the next big challenge that is going to happen, is where organizations, businesses, and a lot of people, when they reach the next level, when your customer base increases drastically, a lot more people are interested in buying online. That scale is the biggest challenge, and there are a few more I could reel off, but I would stick with scale. That's a big thing.
What message you have for the retailers about online commerce in India?
So it's a place with a lot of opportunity. Yeah. It is for people to find the niche where they can leverage services that can be utilized by both by customers and by end users, yeah, to have a better online experience. So in short, if I had to say, they should have a perspective, or either they have an idea or have a perspective of taking this as a service to the end customer in the best way possible. Okay, you could mimic what happened in developed countries, but the trick is this market is unique in itself, yeah, and as it's going to grow and as this explosion is going to happen, it will nevertheless happen. We'll catch up, arguably catch up sometime with the US, but when that happens, we will have businesses here who would have either exploited this and would have made that movement from a small company to this big thing, and they are the ones that are going to survive here.
So, what is CDN and what is the scope for CDN in India?
Oh, that's a great question. It aligns a lot with what I was talking. Now, CDN stands for Content Delivery Networks. It is a solution typically that organizations can use to deliver their content across faster to their end users. Now, it has 3 important parts. One is the very basic delivery itself. So you have content, you have an origin, you have content. At any point in time, it has to be available to an end user. So there can be many reasons. Simple thing as a cable cut somewhere, some hacker trying to bring down your site, DOSing your site, or denial of service happening. A lot of things can happen. Availability and delivery is the first key thing. So you want that. That's the first part. The second part is it reaching faster? Okay. So if somebody is on your page, are they there for 5 seconds as the page transforms? Realistic times are between 5 and 10 seconds. Do they have the patience to wait 5 seconds for a thing? And that translates to the credibility of your website. Okay. So the second part, according to me, is the speed. I'll call it acceleration. And finally, the ability to deliver each of this content on different devices and on different networks to people with the same experience. So let me give you an example. I am sitting in the Wi-Fi and I have a tablet. I'm trying to shop or even just reading a thing. There is a chance that I have to get off from my workspace and go down for a smoke or something like that. What happens is I get on the mobile network suddenly. Okay, it can happen. I can be on 3G then. Suddenly the experience from a Wi-Fi to a 3G, there's a drastic drop. Can businesses see that experience is constant for the end customer? That is a big thing. If you can maintain that, and I would like to call it situational performance, and if you can, based on that situation, if you can give the same experience, now that's a great thing. And in my opinion, if you can solve these three problems, you would have actually touched the pulse of CDN, which is content delivery networks, and you will be better able to reach your end customer.
Is optimizing, in particular FEO is the next big thing?
Optimization is incidentally the next big thing in content delivery networks. Okay, so we did great in the few years in doing delivery. Businesses have done that. Businesses have done great in accelerating content, but now you want to push that limit. You want to push the envelope. There are fast networks out there in the world, in India also. 4G LTE is out here also in cities out here. But can you still deliver content faster? Now, the way we want to do it is, one of the tricks is to do optimization. And it's not a trick because it's open out there and people know they have to do it. The optimization that we're talking about is front-end optimization. The ability to take the content on its way to the end consumer and tighten it to the best possible way. That is the front-end optimization, and we want to do that so that whatever the client, the end user is using, browser, etc., the content is best adapted to deliver there. And that's front-end optimization. And to your question, yes, it is the next big thing.
So what is the challenge with mobile, and now business work towards a better mobile strategy?
So mobile is an interesting proposition, if you will. It's a beast on its own. Now, a lot of people have been promising about multiple devices, omni-channel, etc. It's really happening. Okay, so the number of smartphones, etc. I don't need to go even there to tell you that mobile is the next big thing. The problem with mobile is this: mobile works on their own network. They are not on the IP network. And as you have content, when it crosses the IP network into a mobile network, there are entities that convert, that are sort of the translators between the IP network and the mobile network. And the mobile network itself, if you look at it from a technical perspective, it is very lossy. That means compared to your IP network, packet losses are much more there, latencies are much more, signals are weak. So if you're standing under a tower, you can get good bars and you won't have losses. You're a little far away or a lot of people on the same network, then it can be lossy. Now, these are the characteristics of a mobile network. The ability to deliver content even across this is going to make a difference whether people will actually use their phone to buy a product. Okay, and so that's mobile is the next big thing. We have to solve this problem, and there are solutions available, but we need to see what solution is scalable, what will work for India, and see that and we are there solving this problem for the end customer so that they are comfortable to take their phone and buy that next shoe or whatever it is. Whereas today it's good to say that, but actually the person then goes back and actually sits at a desktop or a laptop and buys it from there rather than on the phone. So if we can cover this chasm, if you will, then we are there, and mobile can be the next big thing. And strategy for that is to simply solve this problem. As simple as that, if you can do it.